This is a placement review after final order involving the Lamella Peavy child. In that case, Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing Lamella. Ms. Kincaid is with us representing the father, Mr. Fuentes, who is incarcerated. I think probably I read he's in TDCJ now instead of Potter County. Mr. Jackson represents the mother, Miss Gordon. He is not with us, and Miss Gordon is not with us. So I will also call Randall County case cause number 84715 L2 in the interest of McKeel and Devon Peavy and also Adriana Moore. In that case, again, Miss Gutierrez for the department, Miss Wiggins for the children. Mr. Pirtle represents the mother, Miss Moore, in that case. Brittany Moore, the mother in that case. He is with us, she is not. And again, the father, Mr. Fuentes, is incarcerated, represented by Miss Kincaid.
Your Honor, Mr. Fuentes is not incarcerated. He's trying to get in here. He's been released for some time now. He's tested for the department since his release as well, drug tested. So
okay, I'm sorry.
I'm thinking those reports are maybe old.
He's here.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Let me get him in.
And Judge, I haven't been able to contact my client, Miss Brittany Moore.
Okay. So, Ms. Cade, you're telling me Mr. Fuentes is no longer incarcerated anywhere?
No, he is not. He's out working.
Okay.
I think the reports maybe just copied or not up to date.
Okay. All right. All right. For the record, then, Mr. Fuentes has also joined us. Obviously, he's not incarcerated. So, okay. That's all the parties. I have Angela Tidwell and Alicia Walker in the waiting room.
If Angela Tidwell could please be brought in, Your Honor. And while you're doing that, I wanted to let you or remind the court that Ms. Gordon's parental rights were terminated at the final hearing.
Okay. No wonder Mr. Jackson's not here.
As well, Mr. Pirtle and Ms. Kincaid were actually released once appellate deadlines ran. I have no objection to them continuing. I just didn't know if the court wanted to reappoint them or if that's even necessary.
Well, I'll keep Ms. Kincaid in. I don't have all my notes. Let me go back. Mr. Fuentes has not been terminated, or has he?
He has not. That is correct.
Okay.
He's a possessory conservator, and Mr. Pirtle's client, Brittany Moore, is also a possessory conservator of her 3 children.
All right. We will keep Mr. Pirtle in to represent Ms. Moore. We'll keep in Ms. Kincaid to represent Mr. Fuentes. I will make a note. I'll go ahead and we will take Ms. Gordon and Mr. Jackson out of our file. So, okay. We are ready to proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I start by asking the court for judicial notice of the court report filed on 84694-L2 on December 19th of 2025.
All right. I've read the reports in both cases, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the other court report as well on 84715-L2.
Right. I've read them both.
All right. The department calls Angela Tidwell as its witness.
All right. Ms. Tidwell, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. If you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Angela, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
Okay, and what do you do for them?
I'm a permanency specialist.
And are you assigned to the case for Lamella, Adriana, Devon, and Michael?
Yes, ma'am. I am assigned to Lamella, but we did transfer Adrian, Michael, and Devon to Alicia Walker last month to our adoptions department.
Oh, okay. If I could, Your Honor, I apologize. I didn't realize that. If I could have Alicia in, please.
Yeah, I'm getting her in right now.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Walker's joined us.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So, Angela, I'll limit my questions to you for Lamella. What are the updates on Lamella since the filing of the court report?
Lamella's doing well in her current placement. She's attending daycare. She does have a visit with Mr. Peavy every Monday and a sibling visit at the same time. And Macy, her caretaker, has now started the process to get licensed.
Okay, and is that for the permanency care assistance program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about that program? What are the benefits?
The benefits, well, for Lamella would be, I don't know 100% what all the benefits are, to be honest with you. Most of my cases end in reunification. So I'm not 100% on that, what all the benefits are for PCA. Sorry about that, Teresa.
That's okay, but does it create an opportunity for a financial subsidy to the placement for the care of the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it also create the possibility that the child could continue being covered for health care through the department?
Yes, ma'am.
Or rather through Medicaid, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. How is Lamella, how's Lamella's relationship with that placement?
She's very bonded to Macy. Excuse me. She actually calls her mama, and you can tell they're really close. Macy takes really good care of Lamella.
Okay.
All
And
her
Macy,
needs are being met. Sorry.
that's okay. Is Macy the aunt of Mr. Peavy, or Mr.
That is,
Fuentes, rather?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. As far as visitation, how are those visitations going with Lamella for dad?
They're getting really good. You can tell that Lamella is also bonded to her dad, Mr. Peavy, and her siblings. She gets excited whenever they have their visit. She runs up to them, dada, hugs them. So the visits are going well, and Mr. Peavy has not missed one visit.
Are there any additional services we are asking the court to order for Lamella?
No, ma'am.
Are there any additional services we are asking the court to order for Mr. Fuentes?
No, ma'am.
As far as school, how old is Lamella?
She's 3.
Okay. And she's not in therapy or anything, is that correct?
No, she's no longer in ECI services. She's developmentally on target and she's thriving.
Okay, that is great. Is she in daycare or pre-K or anything?
Yes, ma'am. She attends daycare.
In daycare. All right. Hey, are we asking for the court to order any drug screens today for Lamella's father, Mr. Fuentes?
No, ma'am. He's cooperative and he goes whenever I ask him to go screen.
Okay. And as far as Lamella, what are her permanency goals?
Let me pull that up real quick. Her permanency goals are her primary goal is relative victim kin adoption, and then her concurrent goal is relative victim kin conservatorship.
Okay. In detail, can you please tell me the reasonable efforts the department is making to fulfill the primary goal only of that relative victim kin adoption?
Yes, ma'am. We are working with Macy. We have a kinship worker that goes and meets with Macy every month, and she's actually walking her through the process of getting licensed so we can so she can do PMC with PCA.
Okay, and to clarify, for the permanency goal of adoption,
Oh,
would that, yes, for adoption.
okay. So we will have to do conservatorship, it's my understanding, for
So would you agree that placing the child with family that's willing to make a long-term commitment, it would be an effort towards finalizing that permanency goal of relative fictive kin adoption?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in the event something changed and, Dad and Macy agreed for adoption instead, would that, her being licensed as well, help that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now specifically for the concurrent goal of conservatorship, can you tell me in detail the department's reasonable efforts to fulfill or finalize that permanency goal?
We've also placed Lamella with a family member that is willing to work towards conservatorship in the event that there was not an adoption.
And St. Francis is also helping with the PCA process as well. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And also helping her get licensed as a part of that process. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any updates on where exactly she's in that PCA process?
I do not exactly know where she's at. I know that she started the process at the end of 2025, according to the kinship worker. And so I would just have to get with Mary, our kinship worker, to see where she's at in that process.
Okay, pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ms. Kincaid, let's go with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you know when Michael was released from TDCJ?
Not off the top of my head. I don't know that exact date.
Okay, do you know the month?
I started work, it was in July, I believe, June or July of 2025.
Okay, and since that time, have you had contact with him?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Every month.
Okay, and is he cooperative with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said that since he was released, he hasn't missed any of his visits.
No, ma'am.
Has he drug tested for you whenever you requested?
Yes, ma'am, monthly.
Okay, and how have the results of those drug screens come back?
All of the drug screens have been negative.
And is that hair follicle annua?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and after his release, were there any services that the department requested of him to complete?
Mr. Fuentes completed all services that were on his family plan.
Okay, and the department was named permanent managing conservator last fall, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and part of it, if I recall, and I may not be recalling correctly, if I recall correctly, part of the reason we did that was an effort to get Mr. Fuentes some time to demonstrate sobriety, an appropriate living environment, et cetera, in the hope that eventually we could transfer conservatorship back to him if he could satisfy the department. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Okay.
I'm going to object to that question. I'm sorry, I was muted.
On what grounds?
I think just form. There were about 8 parts to that question.
I'll overrule. I understood the question. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is there anything else that Mr. Fuentes can do to demonstrate to the department that maybe he should be one of at least a concurrent goal?
Excuse me. No, ma'am. Mr. Peavy has done it in July of 2025 in Amarillo.
Okay. Have you been by that house?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is that house safe and appropriate?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And he lives with his mother or grandmother, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor,
And
I'm going to object. I apologize. I did not. We only have half an hour for this hearing, Your Honor. I don't believe anybody's filed a motion to move the child to Mr. Fuentes's residence that I'm aware of.
I agree with you, Ms. Gutierrez, but listen, the department's not going to be one that talks about time limits. So she's just asking what he's done in relationship to his service plan. She hasn't asked anything about asking that he be moved today. So I'm going to overrule that objection. I agree with you. We're not going to take it up as far as a move until somebody files a motion, but I'm still learning about Mr. Fuentes. I thought he was still in prison. So go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. The questions that I'm going to have for the other 3 children are all the same, so I won't take as much time, Your Honor.
Okay, I appreciate that. Mr. Pirtle, did you have any questions?
No questions.
Mr. Pirtle, do you know where your client is today, why she's not with us?
Your Honor, I've not been able to contact her for a few weeks now, so I'm not sure where she's at.
All right, that's what I suspected. Okay, Ms. Wiggins.
I have no questions, Judge.
All right. Okay, Ms. Gutierrez, do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I call Alicia Walker.
Okay. Ms. Walker, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Alicia, who do you work for?
I work for St. Francis Ministries.
And are you the caseworker assigned to Adriana, Devon, and Michael?
Yes.
And who do they continue to be placed with?
They are with their grandparents, Isabel and Chester Moore.
And are those the parents of Brittany?
Yes.
And are there any updates on how they're doing in that placement?
They're all three doing great. They love being placed with Isabel and Chester. They're doing great in school. I don't have any concerns for them at all.
Okay. And how are their visits going with their father?
They're going well. They have a visit with him every Monday from 4:30 to 6:30.
Okay. And how's Mr. Fuentes doing on any services he's got?
He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing.
Okay. And is he complying with request to drug screen?
Yes.
Now, is Brittany in communication with the department?
No, I have not been able to get a hold of her.
When was the last time you were able to speak with her?
I haven't been able to speak with her at all. I know she reached out to Angela, I believe in December, wanting to have visits with the kids. And I believe Angela told her she would have to have a clean drug screen in order to do that. And Angela let her know that I was going to be her new worker. So Brittany would have to reach out to me. And Angela provided her my phone number, but I never heard from her. And I reached out to her last week. I texted her, introducing myself to her, and she never responded.
Okay. So you are aware that the court has not stopped the mother's visitation, is that correct?
Yes.
Are we asking the court to stop the mother's visitation?
No, I believe if they were to begin, she would have to provide a clean drug screen first.
Okay, are you aware of some order that says that?
That is just what I was told when I got the case.
Okay, so Ms. Walker, if there's no order that creates that condition, are we asking the court to make that a condition?
I mean, I think it would be appropriate.
Okay, and if the court does not make that condition, you understand in the current order, mom can have her visitation unless there's a danger to the children.
Yes.
So if mom calls you tomorrow and the order doesn't have a condition on a drug screen, are you going to allow that virtual visit?
Yes.
Let's see. Are we asking the court to order Ms. Moore to drug screen today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. When was the last time she drug screened?
I am not sure.
Okay. Well, if you've indicated that you want her visitation conditioned on drug screening, wouldn't it be appropriate to ask the court to order that?
Well, I believe she told Angela she wanted in-person visits with the kids, and that's why I was told that she would have to drug screen before she could see her kids in person. With virtual, then there's
Miss
obviously
Gutierrez,
sure.
I know where you're going. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I'm going to order that she have no visitation until she provides negative hair and UA drug screens. So.
Okay.
As far as the goals, the permanency goals for Adriana, Michael, and Devon, are they all the same? Are they all the same?
Yes.
Okay, and what are those permanency goals?
Relative fictive kin adoption with relative fictive kin conservatorship.
Can you please tell me in detail the reasonable efforts the department is making to reach the primary goal of relative fictive kin adoption?
Well, we wouldn't be able to adopt due to the parental rights not being terminated, so we're planning on doing PMC with PCA. And I have already met with Isabel to complete that paperwork.
Ms. Walker, do you understand that the statute requires a finding of reasonable efforts to reach the goals?
Yes.
So even if it's not the goal the department is working towards currently, we're still required to make reasonable efforts to reach that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you please tell me the reasonable efforts we are making towards adoption?
Well, right now the children are placed with Isabel. That's going to be their permanent placement.
And she's family, correct?
Yes, maternal grandmother.
Is she licensed now?
Yeah, she is.
And if for some reason everything, the department and the parents and the grandparents decided to do adoption instead, her being licensed would be necessary, correct?
Correct.
All right. And as far as the reasonable efforts to fulfill the permanency goal of relative fictive kin conservatorship.
Yes, I have already met with Isabel to get her started on the PMC with PCA paperwork. However, I'm not able to turn any of that in until the children have officially lived with her for 6 months.
And is she currently licensed?
Yes, she is.
Okay. And when does that 6 months expire?
February 21st.
Okay. And how is Mr. Fuentes doing on in that case?
He's doing well. He visits his kids. Well, he just visits Devon and Michael every Monday.
Okay. And what about Adriana?
She does not want to have visits with him.
All right. Do we have any requests for the court at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay, pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Walker, as far as Ms. Moore is concerned, did she still have services left on her service plan that she never completed?
I believe that she had completed everything.
Okay. All right. All right, then, Mr. Purtle.
No questions, Judge.
All right. Ms. Kincaid?
Thank you, Your Honor. You heard Ms. Tidwell's testimony in the other case, is that correct?
Correct.
And would you agree with the testimony that she gave as to Mr. Fuentes' cooperation?
Yes.
And I know you're new to the case, but so far as your interactions with him, has he been appropriate and cooperative with you?
Yes, he has.
Okay, and have you been by to see his home?
I have not.
Okay. Now you testified that the primary goal is relative fictive kin adoption, but it's not a goal that you guys can work toward. Is that correct?
Correct.
Would it be reasonable to staff the case to see if there could be another option since Mr. Fuentes has been cooperative?
I would have to talk to my supervisor about that. I can't really give an answer.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass witness.
All right. Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you, Judge. Has Mr. Fuentes spoken to the department about possibly going to eat lunch with the children at the school?
I have not heard him talk about that.
Okay. Do you believe just attending a regular lunch at school would be disruptive to the children?
No, I don't.
You don't think it would be disruptive to have the father attend school lunches?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Anything else from anybody? All right, then. Did we have, Mr. Purtle, you didn't have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
Ms. Kincaid, any witnesses?
I'll briefly call Mr. Fuentes, please.
Okay. Mr. Fuentes, if you'd unmute. Thank you, sir. If you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kincaid.
All right, Mr. Fuentes, you're the father of the children in both of these cases, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when were you released from TDCJ?
On August the 9th.
On August the 9th. Okay. And since you were released, have you stayed in contact with the department?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
And you're living in the same house that you lived in before you went to TDCJ, is that correct?
Yes, I've lived there for about 3 years.
Okay. And have you always allowed the department to come in and regularly inspect your home? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay. And who lives there with you?
My grandmother.
Okay. And do you know if the department has done background checks to make sure that your grandma is an appropriate person to be in the home with you?
Yes, ma'am, they have.
Okay. And so far as you know, that they've returned as saying, yes, she's an appropriate person.
Yes, ma'am, they have.
Okay. And you're attending your visits regularly, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And you're drug screening when they ask you to, is that correct?
Yes.
Since you've been released from TDCJ, have they asked you to work any other services?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If they asked you to work any kind of services, would you be willing to do that?
Yes, ma'am. I do anything they ask me to do.
Okay. And would you like to have additional visits with the kiddos?
Yes, ma'am. I would love that.
Okay. And you're willing to still have supervised, you like unsupervised, but any kind of additional visitation is what you would like.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, questions for Mr. Fuentes?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Pirtle,
No questions, Judge.
Ms. Wiggins?
No questions.
All right. Mr. Fuentes, the reports I read were somewhat conflicting. What did you go to TDCJ for? What was the offenses?
So I had a probation violation, and I went to an ISF program, which is housed inside of a TDC unit. So it wasn't necessarily TDCJ, but it was at one of their units.
Okay. What was the original charge that you had the violation for?
The original charge was for possession.
Okay. Okay. So as of today, when you got out in August, did you come out on parole or did you come out back on probation, or are you through with the criminal system?
I'm on probation.
Okay. So you're back on probation for the drug offense.
Yes, sir.
How long's that probation?
I believe 2.5 more years.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else have questions for Mr. Fuentes?
Just one, Judge. Was it
Okay.
ISF cognitive or drug?
Drug.
Okay, so it was the 90-day program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Then, Ms. Kincaid, did you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wiggins, any witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right, then, if nobody has anything further, then Ms. Wiggins, your recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I do recommend that the children's placements be continued, that the department remain permanent managing conservator, and the 2 parents that are still on remain possessory conservator. As far as there has been some indication that Mr. Fuentes wanted to go to school lunches. I believe in the final order, one of the sections said he could attend school activities, including school lunches, performances, and field trips. I would request that if he does attend the lunches, that it obviously not be with Adriana, who has refused visitation at this time. If it is with the boys, I do think it needs to be limited to not upset their school performance. I don't think every day or something like that. I anticipate the statute indicated some type of special lunches, like if they have Christmas lunches or Valentine's Day was what I was imagining, but I didn't know how the court wanted to interpret that. So my recommendation would be once a month lunches with the boys.
Okay. I guess I haven't had a kid in school in years, but I would assume Adriana goes to a different school than the boys due to their age differences. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Anybody? Okay.
Yes.
So we wouldn't really have to worry about him having lunch with Adriana when she's at a different facility. Okay. All right. Give me just a minute. I took in a lot of new information here.
And Your Honor, we are asking for a finding of reasonable efforts to fulfill those permanency goals for each child.
Okay. I will make those findings in both cases.
Thank you.
Give me a minute here. Is Mr. Fuentes' current visitation still supervised? Okay. Okay. All right, then. In both cases, I will continue the department as permanent managing conservator. In the case involving Lamela, I'll continue Mr. Fuentes as a possessory conservator. In that case, I'll order that he may have additional visitation with Lamela to continue to be supervised. In the case involving Michael, Devon, and Adriana, I will continue the department as permanent managing conservator, continue the parents as possessory conservators. Same thing, I will order, well, not the very same thing. I'll order that Mr. Fuentes may have additional visitation with Michael and Devon, not Adriana, and that it will continue to be supervised. However, I will order that he may have one school luncheon visit with the 2 boys monthly. I'm not going to say supervised. I don't know who we would get to do that to go to school with them, and that might be disruptive for the children. But I trust that Mr. Fuentes isn't going to try to take the two boys and run away from school. So that visit will not be required to be supervised.
Oh, and Judge, just to clarify that it's just Mr. Fuentes and no other family members
Oh
can
yeah,
attend the
yeah.
lunch.
Just all additional visitation. All of Mr. Fuentes, and if Miss Moore were to ever get visitation, I haven't finished that ruling yet, but it will be just the parents, no other family members or friends. In the case involving Michael, Devon, and Adriana, I'm going to order that Brittany Moore have no visitation until she provides the department in St. Francis with a negative hair strand and UA drug screen. Okay. Both cases, we'll have our next hearing, another review hearing on July 6th, 2026. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearings, so parties can ask their lawyers, or anyone can go on the court's online docket a day or two before July 6th to see what time we'll have that hearing, so you don't have to sit around in the waiting room. So, okay, that will conclude this hearing. I'll be back here just after a very short break to call another Randall County case. That is a final hearing involving the Oliveras child. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good rest of your week. This is set for a final hearing. There has been a motion made to extend the case involving Eden Oliveras child. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Sane is with us representing the father, Mr. Oliveras, who is with us. Mr. Nowak is covering for Mr. Barfield, representing the mother, Miss Arona, who is with us. And Mr. Michelson is with us as guardian ad litem. Mr. Michelson, you were guardian ad litem for the father, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So Mr. Michael's with us as guardian ad litem for Mr. Oliveras. That's all the parties. I have Sylvia Garcia, Gary Hamilton, Tanner Howell in the waiting room.
Can I get Sylvia Garcia and Judge the other two individuals or possible witnesses that we called in case we weren't able to get the extension worked out?
Okay.
They're both with the police department.
Okay. All right. Let's just. I don't see the motion filed. Was there an actual motion filed, or did it just end up in the CPS report?
I did file one, Judge, and Mr. Michelson's actually filed a response.
Okay.
Do you want me to just kind of lay out what the reasons? So, Judge, I guess there's two primary reasons why we were asking for the extension, and it kind of depends on each parent. For Miss Arona, the department has begun the process of developing a reunification plan with her. There are still some concerns about housing stability. I think at the last hearing it was testified that the family's lease was going to end December or January. It's actually not ending till the end of February now, is my understanding. And that may have always been the date. But we are beginning that process of working that reunification plan, increasing visitation, and the department's asking for more time as far as making that happen and making sure that that would be appropriate and we're not going to risk the possibility of removal again. And I believe as far as her part goes, Miss Arona understood that, and her attorney had indicated that they were in agreement.
Okay.
Now, as far as Mr. Oliveras is concerned, he has recently completed his residential VA program. And the biggest concern for the department now is that he shows stability long-term and shows sobriety long-term. He only just had his first in-person visit with Eden for the duration of this case on Christmas Eve, which I believe Sylvia supervised. And it's my understanding he's still kind of looking for housing, and he's still doing an outpatient program through the VA's program. And so as far as he's concerned, Judge, we're wanting to see that long-term stability. The department's intention, I think, is as long as the housing Miss Arona finds is appropriate, pretty much probably placing Eden very quickly after they find that housing at the end of February, beginning of March, and then we would also ask for mediation to be ordered.
Okay. Okay. You said there was something filed by Mr. Michelson. Mr. Michelson, what did you file concerning the extension?
I filed a response to Ms. Wildman's motion, and essentially arguing that there isn't any new showing of newly discovered danger or sudden crisis or an extraordinary event preventing trial, and that Ms. Arona is available and willing to parent and capable of providing a safe and stable home, and she's prepared to assume responsibility for the child.
Okay, so you on behalf of the father are arguing to place the child back with the mother.
Yes, the father, his position, as I understood it, is that the father is asking that the child be placed with the mother and that he have unsupervised visitation with the child.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, I would not be in a position to give him unsupervised visits now, but I do find that both parents have made reasonable efforts to complete their service plans and have been diligent in doing so, but additional time's needed for the reasons Ms. Wildman set out. So I'm going to grant the extension and retain the case on the court's docket. I think that's going to benefit both parents, actually. So, okay. That having been said, then we will proceed today as a permanency hearing. So, Ms. Wildman, you may proceed. Do we need the officers in?
Yes, Judge, if you'd bring them in and release them.
Okay. You were called to possibly testify in this case we're in right now. They tell me that you will not be needed to testify. So I will release you to go about your day's business. I apologize for you having to wait for us to get around to you, but I will release you. Thank you for showing up to testify, and thank you for your service. You're both released.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Ms. Garcia, let's get a brief update on Eden and his placement. Where is he currently placed?
He is placed in a kinship placement with his aunt and uncle.
All right. And how has that been going?
It's been going good so far. Eden does sometimes have behavior issues as far as he's wanting to stay with mom. Now that his visits are getting a little bit longer with mom, he has a hard time just kind of getting back to his routine, back with placement. So that kind of does take a toll on his behavior there with them. But other than that, he does very well in school. He does very well with them.
And so what kind of visitation is Eden having with Miss Arona right now?
So she is getting him a couple of nights during the weekdays. She is helping with homework and dinner. And then she also gets him on the weekends. She'll get him for 24 hours.
Okay. And so it's fair to say that we've started overnights then, correct?
Yes.
Now, has the department been able to develop a full reunification plan yet?
Not yet.
What is going on as far as you understand regarding the housing?
So the lease is due to be, it's, from my understanding, the lease expires in either the beginning of February or it's going to be the end of February, beginning of March is when the lease is supposed to expire. They do have to give at least a 30-day notice of when is the last month that they will be there. So that way they don't get caught up in another lease issue saying that they did not complete the lease. So they are currently looking for something, but it has been kind of hard for them to find something that's at least 3 bedrooms that's in their price range.
So do you know, have they given that 30 days notice yet?
Not yet, because they want to make sure that they're able to find something before then.
Okay. Does the department have a plan yet as far as reunification if they're not able to find anything?
We don't. We're hoping that they do find something. I know that they've just kind of been looking. They haven't really actually went and looked at places. It's just been a lot of looking online, checking out prices and seeing kind of where their budget is.
Okay. And if they're able to find something, I mean, is the department waiting until then to work the reunification plan, or are you we planning on starting that sooner?
We're planning on starting that sooner.
Okay. And are these overnights a first step into doing that?
Yes, they are.
And how do those overnights go?
They've gone well so far. They've only had a couple, and they have been going well so far.
Now, as far as visitation with Mr. Oliveras, what sort of visitation has been able to begin?
So he has weekly visitations, but from the initial visit that we had, we just hadn't been able to do another visit due to the holidays, but he is going to have weekly visitations for 1 hour.
Okay. And it was going to be supervised by St. Francis?
Yes, they will be.
All right. And now, as far as the parent, I guess, as far as the service plans go, what does Miss Sarona have to complete still, if anything?
She has the Padre program to complete, which was a recommendation from the OZAR. She was due to be completed before the end of December, but due to them, the coordinator here being put on maternity leave, and then it just kind of being a little mix up with the Lubbock office getting a hold of the clients here in Amarillo is the reason why we have not been able to move forward, and she has not been able to complete that.
Okay. Do you know if she's been able to get back and set up for those last couple classes she has to do, or is that still sort of in limbo because of the Padre program themselves?
It's still in limbo because of the Padre program themselves. I've sent out an email and I know that she sent one out as well.
Okay. Is that program going to, let's say if that's not going to be able to be completed before we're ready to reunify, or are we going to hold off reunification because of that?
No, we wouldn't. We are hoping that they get it going back, or we'll look for another alternative for her to do.
And otherwise, is that the only service that she still needs to complete?
Yes, that is.
And is it fair to say she's been having consistently negative drug screens for quite a while now?
Yes.
All right. And so Mr. Oliveras, does he have anything in his service plan that he still needs to complete?
No, he does not.